Hello again. Sorry about that. The internet has been acting funny. I mean, I know we're coming out of Mercury retrograde here, but I think the internet provider that I have is having some big issues just across the country. So not sure what's going on there. Maybe it requires a revamp or who knows. But I'm just going to see if this works. I'm not really sure how effective this will be, but hopefully you guys will have found your way back. And if it happens again, we'll just call it a sign from the universe, and we'll try to revisit messages another day. But I felt like, okay, well, let's try this again and see what happens. But we'll find out. So what I've done for today is I've used all of my own cards except for the Spirit of the Animals Oracle and the Shapeshifters Oracle. So the Spirit of the Animals is Jody Bergsma, and the Shapeshifters is Lucy Cavendish. So we can dive in, have a little bit of fun, and then if the internet allows it, and depending on how long the reading goes, I'll do some private card pulls for you guys. And so if you are interested in that, when I get to that point, I'll just ask and you shall receive. So let's see what's going on. And for this reading, because the energies are so potent right now, I'm finding that even for myself, I don't like to jump ahead too much right now because there are so many little choice points and junctures that we haven't hit yet. And so I feel like it will add to your frustration and or my frustration if you attempt to look too far in advance at this particular time. And so let's just look at past, present, future, and what our angels and guides want us to know to help motivate us, uplift us, help us see things from a different perspective. So what do we have in the past? We have make a wish. So in the past, we've been looking at our priorities, looking at what we've done before and what we really want, and really balancing our mental faculties, our logic, our heart space, and our spirit, trying to bring them all together and or bringing them all together in a way that we've never done before. So you might have been really logical before, or you might have been really emotional before. And with the lessons that have come up and with the introspection that was kind of forced with COVID-19, we're all really looking at ourselves and society and how we participate in that society in a different light. Hi, Kathy. So making a wish, right? Giving it up to a higher power, knowing what you know and wanting what you want, and then letting it go and being open to how it manifests and transforms and returns back to you. So let's get some more clarity on there. Light the way. So it's been really dark and it's been challenging, and there's been burdens and roadblocks and detours and distractions, and it's been quite the initiation. It's been quite the journey. So you have been the light. You have been forced to take responsibility for lighting the way for yourself, not necessarily for other people, but yourself, to motivate yourself, to keep yourself in a self-love and motivational space instead of falling into that negative energy or pessimism. And yes, we've all probably dipped our toes in a few times. We might have gone into the depression, anxiety energies. And that's, I think, very normal, very expected for the energies that we have been in. And this deep transformation, when you lose a version of yourself, you can go through grief for losing that version of yourself, even if you are a proponent of growth, even if you do say, you know, I want to evolve, I want to change, I want to live this life in a way where I don't have regrets and I don't look back. And so what that means, though, is you do have to take that time to process the emotions that go with coming out of the darkness and or being a light for yourself, whereas before you might have looked to others to be a light, but now you're understanding that you shine from the inside out, right? And that does also help you connect in with the other lights on the way, and then together, it sounds so kind of dorky, but then we're lighting up in a bigger way, but we've all been through that darkness. We all understand it. So there's a deeper connectivity. There's a deeper intimacy that's on the table here that we can move forward with. So we really have been lighting the way for ourselves and others in ways that we couldn't have foreseen in the last couple of years, right? We didn't know how we would show up for ourselves. We didn't know how others would show up for us. And we've also been able to see more so than ever before, I believe, where we were people pleasing or seeking approval and putting others ahead of us and sacrificing ourselves over the last 1.5 to 2 years. And now we're really, really seeing, okay, this is what it means to embody the energy of putting yourself first. That's what it means to embody that. And now we're learning the ropes. And this is a deeper commitment here. So we've either been asking for this, so this is part of what we have asked for, making a wish in the past, perhaps, of, a partnership. This could be with work, it could be family life, or it could also, of course, be that, soulmate energy, that life mate energy, mates for life, that connection that meets you where you are and is ready to go the distance with you for where you're aligned and what your purpose and your journey is meant to be. So that energy, you have been walking towards that the whole time. You've been doing the work that's been required the whole time. There may have been some serious detours where you really had to dive deep to actually change yourself or change the way you've been thinking in order to actually meet this deeper commitment to yourself first, which is going to set the foundation and the tone for that deeper foundation outside of yourself to manifest. And abundance, we have allow yourself to build the strong foundation of abundance that you desire. Material abundance is a factor in your romantic life at this time. One or both parties understands that a healthy financial foundation will allow you to have greater freedom in your partnership. It is wise to approach financial discussions from a place of transparency and honesty. So at this point, and your partner or your prospective partner knows that finances or the material realm in this lifetime are just as important as the other facets of your spiritual development. And so if you have, poverty consciousness or you have fears surrounding money, that is going to impact and that is going to affect your romantic relationship or your collaborations. So what this card is saying is that, you may have also made a wish for more abundance, in a way that you feel free, in a way that you feel like you're able to thrive. So you might have said to yourself, okay, I don't want to be in this energy. I don't want to be in this consciousness of not enough. So help me get to the place where I feel abundant and I know abundance is heading towards me. And if it hasn't already reached me, that the seeds that I planted are worthy and have been growing and I've nurtured them. And so there will be that harvest. It's just a matter of that faith and trust of when it's going to come through for you. So, Spirit is just letting us know that, yes, there have been wishes. Yes, there have been prayers that have gone up and been heard. You have been lighting the way towards that. And also Spirit has been helping you see things from a different perspective, helping you understand that we make mistakes. That is part of our journey, that people behave in certain ways when they are tired, when they are exhausted, when you can't see the future, when your burdens and your trauma and your energies of self-sabotage kind of overpower or overtake you. That really does affect and impact your life, and you can make really interesting decisions based on those energies. And so calling in abundance is something really powerful, and Spirit is just reminding us that when you make that commitment to yourself to be in an abundance mindset, you're also committing to the work that is required to continue to build that even when you have that foundation. So I feel like the focus has been on making the foundation. So having a healthy mindset, having a healthy relationship with ourselves, putting ourselves first, not sacrificing ourselves for everybody else. And so if each person is on that energy level, then there's going to be less sabotaging and less energies that are coming from wounding or the subconscious, more energies that are coming from conscious awareness and healed energies. And as we move forward as a team in partnership with those energies, then, the less, I would say, waste. It's going to be more efficient moving forward because the foundation is strong. We don't have to stop and rebuild the foundation because we've put all the work and time and energy that's been necessary to actually build that foundation first, instead of trying to jump ahead in that kind of not all that glitters is gold energy, where we wanted to rush it because we were afraid that we would lose it if we didn't rush things, or we just wanted it so badly that we pushed forward and didn't really take into consideration, a number of different elements that really did impact what has happened in the past. Since we're moving forward and we're looking to the future and we're looking at ourselves in the present, it's just important to understand that your wishes have been heard. Your seeds are still growing. That abundance mindset and that abundance energy is here. Spirit has it in the past position, which is fantastic because that means the ball is rolling. You are in an abundance mindset more than ever before. So just trust that as we move forward, you're going to continue to see more abundance because that's a decision that you have made, and Spirit is helping you do that. And the same with any prospective partners that are coming in. That's also something that they've worked on. They know that perhaps the entire material realm isn't their priority. But in order for them to flourish and blossom spiritually, they also require that basic foundation of having their material needs met. So the two of you together are actually going to have a nice financially stable and secure foundation to move forward from. So let's see what we have in the present. We have manifestation. Yes. So this is just another reminder that we are still praying. We are still calling in. We are manifesting. We are practicing our skills. We are testing out our own power. Well, okay, what if I tried to manifest this partnership? Or what if I, worked on manifesting this beautiful, amazing career or job position or house or whatever it is for you? Maybe it's an animal. You want a dog or a cat and you're going to manifest that companion in. So Spirit is just reminding us you have a lot of power in manifesting what you desire. There's also that equal amount of power when you have to let it go. And so it returns back to you. So giving out the request, asking for what you need, and then allowing it to come back to you in the highest and best way. So there's a lot of manifesting going on. There's a lot of praying. There's a lot of, when we have that dark night of the soul, when we are in excruciating pain, when we are suffering, and we have to look at the truth of the matter. We have to look at where we are alone and where we are connected, because there are times in our lives where we are alone, even when we are connected to the divine. So, and especially on certain pinnacle points of your kind of your hero's journey, you'll feel more alone than ever, whilst you simultaneously feel the most connected you've ever felt. I think it's because our human brains can't quite get it. So there's like a governor or a limiting capacity that we have, which allows us not to fall too deeply into that existential energies or the what if, or that it goes on forever. Since there's infinite potential, we do have to have that kind of governing capacity within us, so we don't get too far ahead of ourselves or go too far back in the past energies, right? So this manifestation energy is here. Spirit and your angels and your guides are saying, yes, we are listening. We are giving you signs and signals, and we're trying our absolute best to, provide this in a timely fashion. So let us see. And we also have, this is a masculine in this picture too. So there might be a masculine in your life that is working hard to manifesting a connection with you, manifesting a conversation with you, somebody around your sphere is manifesting something that you are a part of here. And you probably know that already because you've received messages from spirit because you're listening. So to clarify that, we have reflection. This could be a twin flame partner. This could be just somebody that really deeply reflects a lot of your personal beliefs, a lot of what you are calling into your life, whether that's security, mind, body, spirit, someone who is able to really go deep, but also be very playful. There's whatever you're asking for at this time. It feels like both of you are deep in reflection, really looking at everything that you've experienced, every relationship that you've ever been in, ways in which you may have perceived things differently than they were, where there was disillusion, illusion, and what the realities are and what the truth is. So a lot of reflection, a lot of manifestation, and I feel like it's intertwining right now in a really prophetic, divine, fated way. And that can also be challenging. I know I'm feeling that. It can be challenging when you know that there's a very big, fated, destined energy coming towards you, and you're still kind of blindfolded, and things don't look at all like that is the truth, but you have that knowing. And so that's where that Hierophant energy, that high priestess energy comes in, where trust your knowing, trust it, even if you don't understand how or why it comes to be, even if you don't understand the energy of divine timing. If it frustrates you, just remember that you are in a human body, and we aren't meant to remember and know everything all at once, or else we wouldn't have to learn at a steady pace and have these certain junctures where we meet certain people at a certain time to go over different lessons, right? So just know that this reflection is part of your manifestation. It's part of it. It's not, the roadblocks in and of themselves are part of the journey. So let's, I guess, be a little bit more forgiving of the time that it's taking to have this manifest into our physical reality. Ooh, we have imposter. Someone is hiding their true self in this situation. Fear of getting hurt or not knowing themselves well enough has someone pretending to be something else. This defense mechanism is an attempt to control how deep a connection can go. There is limitation and lack here. Someone has to find the courage to be vulnerable and authentic. Now, I'm gonna say this could be either one of us, but this is, I feel like, directly speaking to a soulmate relationship or a karmic relationship. There is a lot of energy within the twin flame collective, and I never like to delve too far into that because I believe that journey, spirit will tell you what that is for you. I don't like to define that in any way, shape, or form, but I will put that terminology out there because I do feel like spirit uses that terminology for a reason. So either yourself or this person that is manifesting a conversation with you, or perhaps a second chance, or perhaps just, this relationship in general. They're manifesting someone that you actually have the qualities. You are the person that they're manifesting, even if neither of you know it yet. But this card is indicating that someone's past, or the way they used to look at love, maybe they looked at it as a weakness, something that could hurt them because of their childhood, or because of the way their parents interacted, or the way that women or men or non-binary persons interacted with them in the past. And so their experiences of love, experiences of vulnerability and intimacy have taught them to move away from that and actually put a mask on and protect themselves from that. So push away from love, push away from intimacy. This person is still having trouble. They're very challenged at the moment in manifesting what they truly need, what they truly want, and yet simultaneously letting go of this imposter syndrome, this energy of having to pretend that they don't care, pretend that they don't have feelings, and also having a very difficult time communicating their emotions. And this energy has come up a few times for me in the past weeks or 2 weeks, I've had some very deep conversations about this. And I've also said, just the other day, I communicate my feelings really easily, and that's always come pretty naturally to me. However, I will say that I earned that. I earned that through going through a lot of challenging situations when I was really young as well. So I earned my ability to speak my emotions. And that's not to say that I still didn't find myself placating or being passive, giving other people, more power than myself, thinking that what I had to say wasn't as important as them. I still experienced all those things. But there are people out there who say, their parents didn't give them the time of day. They didn't, when they spoke, if they said, my needs aren't being met, essentially, and their parents didn't care, they didn't change their behavior, they didn't change the situation, that child learned that even if they do speak up, even if they do communicate their emotions, their feelings, it didn't matter. So they learned not to, or they learned to protect that. So it's deep down, it's hidden, it's stuffed away. What comes through then is the logic. Okay, how do I logically come through in this situation? What are all, A, B, C, D, E, F, G? It doesn't have anything to do with the heart. It doesn't have anything to do with that. They're disconnected. And so this person is really working on, so it's either you or somebody in your sphere here who's very important to your path. They're really working on connecting their heart to their mind, and also moving forward, being able to verbalize, being able to communicate their emotions. Because if you think about it, I'm not really sure how I can relate, but I will say that this past year and a half I've been more in my mind than ever before. And it really shocked me how dangerous that is too. Just the same as if you are so in your emotions that you are just overwhelmed and sinking in them, and you just, all it is emotion. All it is feelings. That's not healthy either. So to have this balance between the mind, the logic, the planning, the structure or the infrastructure, and the emotions, the intuition, the body speaking to you, the body telling you you are in love with someone, they mean something to you, your priorities aren't reflecting this, that you need to adapt, you need to change, move in a way that reflects this. And when you don't do that, you have this dissonance where your body and your heart are telling you, you want to be near this person, you want to be friends with this person, you want to be connected, but your fear, your trauma is saying, actually, we're going to get hurt if that happens, if we do that, if we follow our heart, if we're vulnerable, we're just going to get hurt, and I can't afford that. You also have to make the reset. If you're cross-watching right now, you have to reset, just like your partner who had emotional or too much emotional energy. They had to make the reset too. So they've done the work. You both have to do the work to get to this place where you can communicate clearly with each other. So hopefully both of you can move through and get through these, dismantle these defense mechanisms so that you can truly honor what your heart and what your spirit is asking for. And that it is very challenging, but if you trust that your partner knows this, if you trust that your partner is highly intuitive, they already have this information. They already know that you're struggling with this. And that allows them to come through from a place of forgiveness, compassion, kindness, rather than perhaps an energy of judgment, criticism, and also defense. Right? So if you've received the messages personally, be careful not to push away the love that you're asking for. So that wish that you made, right? You asked for this. You asked for a soulmate. You asked for a partner to come in. Now, when they come in, watch your defense mechanisms. Just be aware, because we have gone through a lot. You've done a lot of work. So it's not going to be as conscious as you might think if you put the brakes on, right? If you're, even though you've asked for it. So be very gentle with any communications that come in, especially if it's from someone you love. Or you have had a connection with, it doesn't matter if it's 20 years ago or whatever. If someone comes towards you and they're being vulnerable and they are making an effort and you feel that truth intuitively, if they come forward and they're just full of shit, then bye, see you later. But if they come forward and you feel it in your bones and you know that they're making an effort, you know that's challenging for them, honor that, please, because Spirit has been giving you a lot of information. And so please listen to that, even if that person isn't going to be part of your life, even if it turns out, you talk more substantially and you both decide that, okay, this, whatever this is closure or whatnot, and you're not going to be investing in continuing a relationship with them. However it turns out for you, just honor that crux point, honor that moment, that fated moment where you're ready to listen and they're ready to talk. Okay? So, hi. So just be aware that Spirit's been pulling these strings and making big moves behind the scenes for quite some time. And they're really just kind of crossing their fingers and going, okay, it seems like, they're ready. And just hoping like, okay, here we go. So act like you're ready. And know that you're ready. Know that you can. You do have that capacity. Woo, energy drain. So this imposter energy, wow, I can tap into it, but I won't for too long. But whoever this is in their head so much, and they're binding themselves and wrapping themselves up in all the ways that this can't work, and all the ways they're going to be rejected, and all the ways but that in and of itself is draining them of the energy required to make the step forward, to just leap. And if you look at it like this, if you're logically looking at it from that perspective, the energy of not doing what your spirit and what your heart is telling you to do is actually equivalent to just doing it and facing rejection, facing the vulnerability, and moving yourself through that pattern that you've been trying to break, probably for multiple lifetimes, not just this one. Hi, Jocelyn. So just be very aware of the delicacy that's happening right now. Please do your absolute best to look at this from a place outside of ego. You do whatever you want, but I'm getting here that if you were to take this opportunity to be cruel or judgmental or critical, man, is it ever going to be a missed opportunity for you? Not for that person, for you. It's just as important to both parties to be diplomatic and respectful. Please focus on respect when you are working with this person. And I'm not going to say what they are to you because that is your personal truth. But let's see what Spirit is going to help us with in the near future. And remember, if you haven't been here from the start, I've asked Spirit to give us a snapshot here because I don't want to jump too far into the future, because I really feel strongly that there's so many connecting parts to what's happening with each of us. So many choice points and decisions here. We don't want to jump too far. I don't want to go, here's your energy for March. Here's your energy for the next 2 weeks even. This is past, present, future, and how it pertains to you. So let's jump into the future. Inner compass. Yes. So if you haven't felt that direction pulling you or prompting you to a certain person, place, thing, a certain geographical energy or area, then please pay attention to your inner compass here coming up, because Spirit is directing you and guiding you to what is going to be for the highest and best of your path right now. It's really quite amazing. I have to say for myself, I've never felt more curious about what's going to happen. Yeah, it's mind-blowing to me how much you can know and still not know. It's very intriguing. So if you're there too, I'm with you, sisters and brothers. All right. So what do we have to clarify this inner compass? Being led in a new direction. Let's see. Ooh, cool. Shadow familiar. So we have been through so much, and we've already kind of talked about this and discussed this in this reading. But now, and I hear bat, 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 and actually I had looked at this energy drain card earlier, and if you see, there's actually some bats flying in the background right now. So, and yeah, so we do, moving forward, we're moving towards the light more. The truth is coming out emotionally, intellectually. It's truth in the spiritual realm, truth in the material realm. It's all colliding at, this crux point of the old ending and the new beginning. And we do have shadow familiars to help us move through this next stage, because having the shadow familiar, having the shadow on your side, knowing that you have darkness, that person has darkness, spirit has darkness, it's everywhere. It's all encompassing. No pun intended. So know that you can call on these shadow energies. And so the ones that I think about the most when I think about shadow familiars is those animals that are nocturnal, those animals that, know how to navigate in the dark. And so that's bats, echolocation. We have even like sharks, a whale energy. Not that I associate whales too much with shadow energy, but I do feel like they are deep in that mystery. So in that mystery, that is shadow, because we don't see it clearly. We don't understand the whole scope. So in that regard, whales are shadow familiars as well. I already brought up bats, which are a symbol of rebirth. There's also vultures that they don't kill animals to feed. They only take the opportunity to clean and eat what another animal has already killed. I don't believe vultures actually make a kill. In that way, it's very interesting. They're a very interesting animal in terms of the circle of life and the energies of that shadow side, where you can look at something as really kind of disturbing and gross, and yes, they pick carcasses, they clean them, yes, but it's actually quite beautiful that is their chosen part, and that they don't actually have to kill anything. They just work with other animals. Yes, exactly. Exactly. So they are a beautiful, very fundamental part of that wheel of life. And I love vultures. I see them roosting here and there. I haven't seen them lately, but if they come up because of this reading, they also talk about going with the thermals of life. They coast on the thermals. You don't often see vultures flapping because they know where the thermals are. They actually just glide. So if you see that medicine, if you see vulture in the sky, and you can tell their wings, look them up online, you can tell the difference if you start paying attention between eagle, osprey, hawk, vulture very easily because of their wingtip span. It's very different. So take a look at that energy. But I don't know, you guys throw it out there. There's more energies of those shadow familiars, of course, crow and raven, big ones. When you are out and you hear crow and raven, remember that they are all about communication. I see them as kind of mathematical geniuses as well. So listen, if you pay attention to numerology and you are walking past a crow and it's going ka, 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 well, that just gave you the number 3. Okay. So I know it can get a little deep and you're like, whoa, but you can do that. And I've done that in the past. And then you look up the numerology. Everything is communicating with everything simultaneously all the time. So there are so many messages coming for you, but this shadow energy will help us move forward here as we divine and understand this new path that we're going to be moving towards. Because right now, I doubt if you can see it. Maybe I shouldn't use the word doubt, but I can't see it. I don't know if you can. Maybe you can. But I feel like most of us are in this energy of not really being able to see the whole path, farther ahead than a couple steps right now. And maybe, that's very purposeful. Sorry, I can't get this card. Here we go. And to clarify future energies here. Oh, yes. Urkaduki. Here we go. And then this is coming back to this energy of making a wish and following through and being committed to your manifestation. This card talks about excess. So someone is deciding between two enticing options. This could be commitment and independence. It could, unfortunately, although we never like to talk about this, could be between two people. There is the need to make a decision in order to prioritize energy and invest in one person rather than two or more. It may be best to make it clear that you are not a second option and or clearly decide on a romantic partner to invest in. So if you are in that position, there might be some readers who are choosing between, one person or another. It could be a person from your past. It could be a new person. You have to choose one. You don't have to do anything, but the cards are saying, the messages are implying that if you don't, you're going to be recreating a pattern for yourself, and you're not taking the opportunity to make this decision. You have the full capacity to make this decision. It is wise to make a choice rather than dividing energy or competing for attention. So this cycle that we've closed, that could have had you competing for attention, even if you weren't aware that you were doing so. That energy could have had, a partner kind of in a committed relationship going, oh, this is what I want, but I'm not sure if I want to start a family, or I'm not really sure if I'm ready for this. What's that over there? Maybe I just want a playful relationship where I don't actually have to do any work. I don't actually have to grow. I don't have to evolve. That looks really easy. Yeah, you know what? I'm done with you and I'm moving on to greener pastures. However, the universe would have sent a lot of karmic energies and learning in that too. So whenever you think you're escaping work, it doesn't really work like that in terms of spirit, but it would have looked like that in terms of a personal relationship. But this is saying, perhaps there will be some shadow energy here that you are working through that is connected to the past, but it's also connected to the future. So there's like this tie where something has to be cut and something in order for something to be reborn. And you've probably heard that in the last little bit. But it's all part of the path. You still are moving forward on that path, even if this choice is here. I don't feel like this pertains to me. It doesn't resonate super strongly. I don't know if it resonates to you. And if it doesn't, it's the person that is coming in. It's the person that is manifesting you and or you have manifested. They have to make a decision. They have to go with, they can't just have both and try to cover their bases, because when you're doing that, you're still saying, I am totally afraid of what happens if I just go for this and I lose. But that is the energy that their heart and soul are supporting to do that. But their ego is going, well, just in case, keep that little lighter energy on the side, just in case that the person that I really want doesn't want me. Okay, no, no, stop. Okay, well, you know what? I shouldn't. My guides and angels are kind of like, nah, 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 nah. Compassion and kindness. Even though I haven't experienced that challenge on my journey, that person's challenge is just as real, is just as important as challenges that I have faced that aren't exactly to do with this. So I will amend my energies there and call back my judgment, and just suggest to this person, just as I mentioned before, just note that in deciding on one, you actually get to put all of your energy in that And that actually increases the power of your manifestation. If you are still manifesting or attempting to manifest, and within that manifestation, you've built a back door, you've built an escape route, that is just detracting from the power of your own manifestation, your own want. So just understand that it's time to make a decision. It's time to jump in both feet, not jump forward with one foot and have another foot back in the past or with another person. So just understand, Spirit is saying you can't have both. It doesn't work like that. And especially if you're trying to come through with integrity and authenticity, because we already had this imposter energy. Be yourself. You have to uncover the truth of yourself before you can share that with anybody else. So what is true for you, you will know, because if you sit in the energy of having both and it's not meant for you, you're going to feel bogged down. You're going to feel heavy. You're going to feel that 9 of Swords energy, that 3 of Swords energy, the heartache, the loss, the grief. Whoa, it's just going to overtake you. And if you put yourself in the energy of leaping towards someone who you love, even if it means being more vulnerable than you've ever been in your entire life, even if it means breaking the pattern of seeing love as weakness, even if it means those things, but you feel lighter, go for it. There's a reason it feels lighter. There is a reason, okay? Spirit has your back. Spirit is helping both of you. That is something also important to understand. It's not just the other person. You're talking to each other. If this is fated, if this is divine, if you're coming together and you're heading towards each other and there's, pivots and detours and side routes, they're there for a reason, but Spirit's helping both of you so that you can align. And so when that moment happens where you bump into them or they call you or whatever it is, that you are there as ready as you can possibly be in that moment. And Spirit has helped both of you. So let's see the clarifying. Despair. It's time to get rid of these energies. I'm in these here too, so I'm not going to pretend that I don't cry myself to sleep sometimes and go, oh my goodness, like, how did I get here? Is this really my life? What is happening? And how do I, if this isn't what I created or intended to create and I'm not happy here, how do I create what I want to create without the perceived energy of doing so? Because, let's face it, we are in a global pandemic. That does take a little bit of extra energy out. So, but I am also aware that staying in that and focusing entirely on that does absolutely nothing for me. So I work on having a bath. I work on listening to music. I work on looking at things optimistically. I look at, okay, maybe I'll talk to a friend who has this other perspective. Maybe they can give me more information so that I can be more compassionate, that I can be more understanding whilst putting myself first and foremost. So there's despair on your side, there's despair in the collective, there's despair on this person's side, and maybe it's just knowing that we each have this element to us right now. We each have this shadow element that might not be totally cleared when we first come into union with each other. And so there will be work to do, but I think the underlying message here is that you've done enough on your own in isolation. Now it's time to heal in companionship. Now it's time to work with another person to heal aspects that you can't quite work on just by yourself, just in that isolation or despair energy. And or, of course, still in that energy of which path do I choose? Which person do I choose? No, we don't have time for that anymore. It is time to make a decision. It is time to put your energy in the best possible place that you can think of right now in this moment, and go with your gut, go with your heart, go with your spirit. And if you know that your mind is holding you back, then maybe let that go for a minute. Let it go. And if you know that your emotions are holding you back, maybe pop into your mind for a minute and go with what your mind is telling you. So change it up. Don't do what you've always done. Make the leap, okay? Take a chance. All right. So that is the reading for, the general read. Let's see what our shapeshifter energy is at the moment. Miss Spiderweb, reconsider your alliances, make new connections, resonating to the number 5. No surprise here. You guys are probably seeing 555. There's tower energies connected with this despair, and tower energies with, moving forward on a new path. But there's also these beautiful, beautiful energies of what's coming up next. What is spirit? Why has it taken so much energy and precision for what's coming up? It must be pretty darn intriguing. It must be pretty darn good if it's taken this long to manifest. And yes, I am being cheeky there, if you pick that up. Spiders are so beautiful and patient, so hardworking and clever. They are self-sufficient. They may inspire fear in some people, but they are most often creators of the most complex threads and patterns, and they do this each day. Their threads are gossamer fine, like fairy dresses and magical garments, but they are the canny spider's way of feeling the vibrations of the world around them, a home as well as a net in which to catch what nourishment is needed. You too must be more mindful at present. Listen to your spider familiar, aka Miss Spiderweb. Where would be best for you to weave these connections? Wonder what it is you truly need. Ask your spider familiar to clearly show. Oh, and that's funny because spider is a shadow familiar, and that is that energy that we had in the future position. So spider is another shadow familiar. What vibrations and energetic messages you are currently ignoring? What opportunities are flying by uncaught? When a spider comes to you, as I do, it is time to reconsider your connections so you can catch a fly. Your every phone call, your every conversation, your every thought connects you energetically to another. Weaving and weaving, circling around and around, we hang suspended in the net of connection together. When you have me with you, you'll begin to understand what must be rewoven and rewired within these relationships. Some cords must be retraced, re-strengthened again and again, and others must be taken down, removed, or recreated in fresh territory. And that's something that I alluded to, or Spirit alluded to. I, the spider, wait, and you too must weave the web of your life and wait. If you have patience and tenacity, what you have been waiting for will find its way into your silken threads. I just had this picture of all of us like thrashing around in our webs and destroying them. It's just saying, when you hit that level of total impatience, you're like, I cannot wait another second. Don't destroy the web. Just go take a walk. Walk away. Oh, man. So if you have patience and tenacity, what you have been waiting for will find its way into your silken threads. Make sure that where you are weaving your web is the right place for you. Otherwise, you are likely to catch what is not needed. Prepare for a time when you reevaluate your connections as well as the value of where and with whom you network. This could be work, too. You might be changing jobs. You will soon begin to shift your focus of communication to a place that will see you prosper, grow, and thrive. It is time to capture some of your dreams by placing your efforts in the right place and by speaking to people who can help you. You will need to initiate this activity yourself and stop relying on other people. Okay, interesting. So networking might be something that you can do online. It might be a new course. Might be you hear someone talking about someone who helped them. Oh, what's their name? What's their number? Can you ask if they're okay with me contacting them? That kind of thing. So it's going to be time to take action again. This is what I'm hearing. You will need to initiate this activity yourself and stop relying on other people. Miss Spiderweb is asking you to get very interactive with your capturing of information, leads, and prosperity, even if it means remaking what you felt was already in place. You have to continually evolve. This magical companionship will show you how, where, when, and once you do, you will know why. So the why is coming, but we have to take the action first, right? We have to take the action. There will soon be new technologies, new connections, new locations, and new people in your life. Weave your web wisely. You'll be rebuilding social networks, closing down old websites, removing yourself from the web for a time, and extricating yourself from friendships that keep you stuck in the old you, right? Wow, that's That's big. So the animal medicine that we receive from the Spirit of the Animals Oracle, yes, change, right? Like, it's holy macaroni. It's wild. Puffin, partnership. So we do have that energy. It is here, but we also have freedom. And so this is part of what we've been totally working towards, is having freedom within partnership, right? So you have to have the freedom within yourself independently, and then you can create that and maintain that in partnership. But if you don't understand that you're free, within yourself, then when you're in partnership, you're just going to blame the other person for you not being free. And that's projecting. That's not the truth of the matter. You are responsible for your own actions. You're responsible for creating space, creating freedom within your relationship, whatever that means to you. But Puffin says, accept yourself and your colorful personality. Feel confident about being you. You are a joy bringer. Let your community nourish and protect you. Ask for help. Teamwork will give you the best results. So yes, another reminder, we're moving from being isolated, introspective, independent, to moving into connection again, taking action towards this connection, receiving help from people. We're changing the energies. The Spirit is saying that's part of what the new path is going to look like. That's part of what the new path entails, is you're actually going to be communicating again. You're going to be learning again. You're going to be receiving information. You're going to be working in partnership. So if you were working on a business by yourself and it hasn't picked up, it hasn't gone where you thought it would go, you might actually be coming into collaboration, and then it's going to go boom, right, and take off. Because what was needed was another person that was part of their divine path as well. And the two of you are going to collaborate and work together in order for that to manifest. And that is going to be of greater service to society and greater service to the whole than just you plugging away on your own. So just note that this, applies to romantic relationships, but also applies totally in general to the new path that we're taking. And we have horse, freedom. Your heart is pure and free. A greater purpose calls you. You have unlimited reserves of stamina and strength. And this was one that I have hit a roadblock with when I'm like, I am so tired. I don't want to move to another job. I do not want to do this again. I have moved around enough. I have gone with the flow, and I've moved, 20 times in the past 10 years or whatnot. And I want the roots and I want the stability. Well, you know what Spirit will come back and say, and what Spirit said to me when I was like, I'm exhausted. I can't do it anymore. Know what they said? Stop doubting. Your spirit is indomitable. I'm like, are you fucking serious right now? Are you serious? And what Spirit is really saying and reiterating here is you have unlimited reserves. So a lot of this energy of like, I can't do it anymore, is because the burdens of the past are still on the shoulders. The burdens, the pain, the agony, the challenge, it's still in our emotional field. It's still in our cells in our body. That might take some time as we go forward on this inner compass. We follow the inner compass on this new path, I should say. When we let go of the excess, when we take off the masks and we really continue to just move forward as authentic and raw as we've ever been, Spirit is saying your spirit is indomitable. Your spirit has unlimited reserves. So, there's, I guess, maybe an advantage to looking outside of yourself, looking at yourself from a third party perspective and going, her spirit is indomitable. Her spirit has unlimited reserves. Even if, Mollie doesn't feel like she does, or Teresa or Jocelyn, check in with your spirit. And maybe that's an interesting visual with that web in terms of our spider familiar here. You've built the web, right? And so if we built it in the wrong place, it does take energy to take it down and rebuild it somewhere else. But if we look at ourselves as having infinite energy to do that, is it our minds that is just causing that disconnect? Is it our minds that are just saying you're exhausted, you don't have the energy? And if it's our bodies, then what can we do to alleviate some of that stress? What can we do to alleviate the burden? Make decisions, cut people out, leave the job. There's going to be some energy required to initiate those things, but it's going to save us in the long run. And I'm looking at that in my own life right now. I'm going, whoa, and my feelers are out, and I'm paying attention to the web, and I'm going, okay, even though I wanted comfort, I wanted stability, I wanted security, this doesn't feel right, there's something off. Okay, let me know. I'm not going to ask the question, how long do I stay here? Is there something that I can go to? Is there a new path here? And you know what I receive? A timeline. It's going to take a couple weeks. Something is coming up, but it's going to take a couple weeks. You have to be patient. So practice your communication with spirit when it comes to these things. The spirit says there's a delay. Okay. All right. So even if you're super not impressed that there's a delay, what can you ask? Okay, how do I best use my time during this delay? Is there another path I can take during this delay? Start to look at yourself as having more freedom, more room to work within spirit's kind of energies here. So you follow the winds of change and accomplish your dreams. Okay? So I've actually spoken the words this past week. I said, I feel like a tamed horse stuck in a pen. When on the inside, I feel like a fucking stallion or mare or whatever a lady horse is. Sorry, I don't actually know too much about horses. But just that feeling of just woof, flying down the beach, you know, the wind in your hair and you're going. Do you think that horse knows where it's going? I don't. I think that horse is just going. They're going. They are just enjoying life at, warp speed. And so if you also feel like me, if you feel like you're in a situation that has given you lessons that you have learned from, you can note, okay, I feel like I was here for a reason. Maybe I'm not too sure why. But that'll come out in the future. If you feel trapped, if you feel bound and limited and constricted, just know you'll have to take action, but talk to spirit about when. Talk to spirit about when's right for you to take action and how. Spirit might say, actually, there's a solution coming, right? So just be aware, put the feelers out, listen to everything. Remember, the spider said, pay attention to everything you say, everything you hear. And if you're bored out of your tree, this will give you something to do, right? So let's try to see ourselves, instead of exhausted and constricted and bound, let's try to move our perspective to the freedom that we do have, the freedom to take action, the freedom to focus more on the power and the strength of our spirit rather than the limitations of our mind. I think that is what was needed. All right. So I'm just going to pull a couple cards here. Maybe I'm going to say 2 more. And then if you want a private card pull here, put yes, please, or whatever fun little saying you want to say that lets me know that you want a card. And I will pull a private card for you. If you guys aren't subscribed already, please go ahead and subscribe. I see a few thumbs up there. That's awesome. Thank you very much. That just helps support the channel. If you haven't already, if you can give it a thumbs up, that would be fantastic. I am working on growing the channel. I would love to see it grow. So if you can help me in doing that, that would be fantastic. I'd be very grateful. Thank you so much. So if there's somebody out there, this person that's having trouble communicating, what would they say to you if they could? You haunt my dreams and my heart. So there is someone out there who is, unfortunately, they're dreaming about you. They can't get you off their mind. They can't get you out of their heart. And spirit is helping them towards you. So just know that they are working really hard to get towards you, and or you are this person. and you are working really hard to communicate the truth. You're working hard to communicate your feelings to someone, because you know that either way, it's going to set you free. Either way, right? If you're rejected, it's still setting you free, because then you know, and you can clear that energy and you can move forward, okay? And the same with the person that you're coming towards, or who's coming towards you, or whatever. They may require that closure to move forward in a better way, in a more freeing way, right? So whatever you can do, if you follow your heart, your spirit, and your mind should be included there, but we've already talked about some of that. Do what you have to do. Take the risk. You can do it. You have the courage. You have the strength. You have the confidence. You can do it. All right. And so sexy time feelings from you or from your partner or this person coming in. I love myself more than ever before. Now I want the pleasure factor. All right. So basically what I get from this card is, we know that we've done the work. We know we've done the introspection. We have done everything we possibly could within this time to work on what we had to work on. And now is the time we're ready. We want to move forward. We want to have sex. We want to play. We want to go on romantic getaways. We want to interact with this, these connections that we've worked so hard to become better for. We've become better versions of ourselves. So we are ready to collaborate. We are ready to connect. And like I said, we're ready to have some pleasure, some fun, because, it can't all be work. It can't all be overcoming trauma, overcoming patterns, going deep and dark. Can't all be shadow, because then you come out into the light and you're like, then you're blind. You can't see. Instead of being blind in the dark, you're blind in the light. So I think, Spirit's just saying, okay, guys, the pleasure principle is coming back. There will be partner you can have sexy time with. You can kiss, you can touch, you could taste. That energy is coming forward. Continue to know that. All right. That is, if you haven't taken a vow of chastity, then Spirit is acknowledging that and saying, okay, things are coming together. I haven't forgotten about that requirement. When Spirit says go play and have fun, well, we're adults here. We also need human connection, touch, attention, and those are good things too. It's not all the shadow side of relationships, right? So, all right. It looks like Teresa, I'm going to pull a card for you. Let me know if you guys want these messages. So there's the soul whispers, and then there's the sexy siren secrets. They're a little bit like, they're not all R-rated, but they're a little bit more personal messages from somebody that's coming your way. If you want those, let me know. I'll pull one for you, but I'll let you specify, because I find that those ones can be, if you're not asking for them, they can be a little jarring. So I'm going to pull cards from the Galactic Goth Oracle. And if you would like either of those, the Soul Whisper message or a Sexy Siren Secret, just let me know. So Teresa, this message is for you. And if you would like a message, an additional message, let me know now. Protected. You are divinely protected. You also have wolf medicine, very strong in your chart. You might have felt like you were kind of attacked or singled out recently in something that you felt Spirit maybe didn't have your back, or there was a situation that you didn't feel protected in. Well, Spirit is saying you are protected, and you do actually have this animal totem, this familiar. And the white energy here also indicates a certain element of purification, a certain element of innocence here. And of course, this kind of talks about the Little Red Riding Hood energy. But this, we see Little Red Riding Hood is leading the wolf. She is not, the wool is not over her eyes. So you definitely are seeing much more clarity, much more truth. There's not as much confusion as you move forward here. Very protected in your soul purpose. Okay, so I'll actually, I feel like a Sexy Siren Secret for you, Teresa. What does either you or this person, this will be fun for everybody too. Ooh, it's time to bridge the gap. No more distance between us, just skin on skin. So, and we have a kind of sexy man in the background there. And of course, when I bring these cards in particular have both, heterosexual relationships and non-heterosexual relationships. I just put in different images to help everybody feel connected. So yeah, there's some sexy time coming for you, Teresa. I love it. So you are protected, and this connection is protected, and it's saying, there's a part of you that said it's time, time's up, because it's time to bridge the gap. So the two of you are now coming together, maybe pun intended, maybe not. So what you have asked for is coming towards you, and you can look forward to having sex again and enjoying yourself and feeling pleasure and connecting in that way where you feel that intimacy, something that you've desired for a while. And that allows that sensual side of you to reignite and come through your energy field again. And maybe that's kind of what we all need right now. We need that creative passion, that fire, that desire. And it's going to be in a different way because we have the foundation, and we know that we don't want to rush anything, but we can still really look forward to that pleasure principle and enjoying, that side of life, right? So those are your messages there, Teresa. And hopefully you enjoyed it. Yes, right? It is time. So let's see. Jocelyn. Oh, I'm totally doing the sexy Simon secrets for you. But I'll also pull one from the Soul Whisperers. And I think I'll use Shadow Fantasy for you. So, Jocelyn, this is your message for today. What does Spirit want Jocelyn to know? Okay. And what would her person say? Or, there we go. And any messages from anybody who is having difficulty communicating their truth with you, this is what they would say to you at this moment in time. Okay. All right, so Shadow Fantasy, higher vision. You are really looking at things from a greater perspective than ever before. You're really tapped in. Man, I just see you as like a druid on a Irish cliff, like on the headland there, looking over the ocean, feeling that power of the waves, feeling that power of the wind, and really knowing your power, calling in your power. But there's this gentle calm about you at the moment where you know something is coming in because you've called it, you've created it. And there's this very, very like mystical witch energy around you right now, which is pretty cool. And this, of course, has the eagle medicine in the background, and it is in shadow, right? So higher vision, you're starting to see through the shadows, through the darkness. And if you're waiting for a message, if you ask for a message for someone that is having trouble communicating their truth to you, this is what they would say. I turned my back on this connection because it was too much work for me. So someone didn't have the capacity, they didn't have the capability to do the work in a relationship from the past with you. And this is, kind of an answer to why they just couldn't put the work in at that time. It wasn't about you. It was truly about them, and the energy and the capacity just wasn't there. And for this energy of someone communicating to you, I love your playful, sexy energy. You are so beautiful and unique to me. I am smitten with you. So there could be a new romantic relationship in your life already, and or you're going to be meeting somebody here and they are truly smitten. And this picture in the background, I don't know if you can see, but it's a super playful masculine, joyful masculine, totally butt naked. Of course, it's kind of faded out there for your viewing pleasure. But but definitely, I love your playful, sexy energy. You're so beautiful and unique to me. I'm smitten with you. It's not just about your looks. It's about your entire energy. It's about you as a whole. So that's a really cute energy to be coming forward to you. And George is saying hi. So we have some doggy medicine. Ooh. Oh. I just do apologize. I am pretty dirty, actually. If you know me, you would know this. So anyway, maybe some doggy style is coming your way. Oh, awesome. Very, very nice. Okay, so sexy siren secret for Kathy. Let's dive in there. All right, so let's see. Kathy, I think Fantasy Oracle. Or actually, no, I'll go with exactly what you've requested. So let's go Sexy Siren Secrets. I'll just pull 2 for you because I just feel like more than one card. So this is your messages. Oh, hold on here. There we go. Okay. So either your messages to your person or your person's messages to you come through with these sexy siren secrets. Let's see. Let's take a trip somewhere, get lost under the blankets or under the stars. I like it. So you need a romantic getaway. If someone wants to come in, sweep you off your feet. It's time to kind of have that teenager love again. Just get out there and enjoy yourselves. Maybe it's like camping in the back of a pickup truck, or truly sleeping under the stars. Maybe in the summer, get out there on the beach and maybe you're making sweet love naked on the beach. Kathy, here you come. All right, so we've got some very. This is also has like a sweet aspect to it, though. There's like an intimate kind of side to this card, not as raw and kind of sexy. So let's see. Oh, yes. Well, we've got a repeat card here. So it's time to bridge the gap. No more distance between us, just skin on skin. So yeah, it is time. There are some sexual energies here where we're like, okay, no, we need to fulfill our sexual energies. They are just as important as many of the other aspects to us in terms of our spiritual side, our finances. It's time to allow ourselves that energy. So putting yourself out there on a dating site or just saying to your friends, hey, if you know anyone that you think would really connect with me well, just let me know. Just take the action steps towards what you are seeking, what you're looking for. Maybe it's time to go wax. Maybe it's time to go to the spa. And just feel the way you want to feel as it comes towards you, as you're calling it in. So just take note of that and understand that, yeah, Spirit is also saying here, it's time. Like we're ready to dive into this. Take our time, take it slow, enjoy that pleasure principle, and also, have our needs met in that way. We're not rushing it. We're not going to settle. We already know these things about ourselves, but it is time to skin on skin. You want it. Your partner wants it. It's time, right? So I'm loving these awesome, fun energies. Stardust, hi there. How you doing? Did you want a card pull? Yes, right? It's so true, but hey, that's why I created these ones, right? Like there's just this energy of when you're doing your soul work and when you're hunkering down and when you're introspecting, you're in that hermit energy or the 4 of water energy, or the Queen of Swords energy, and you need that time to go within. Sometimes it's unfortunate because when you're doing that, it isn't as helpful to be, just out there screwing around, and you don't have the energy to invest in like relationships that don't really serve you, so to speak. And the energy is just not there even to just have like little non-committal energy attachments and sex and pleasure. So sometimes when we are doing that deep work, that just falls to the wayside naturally. And so I think it's really awesome that Spirit is also reminding us, okay, you've done the work. It's time to bridge the gap. Skin on Skin is coming. So here we go. Okay, so if this person could tell you something. Oh, that one came out really quickly. And I'm actually going to, since I'm not totally familiar with your energy as much, I'm going to pull, no, this one. I'm going to pull a couple cards for you, Stardust, just to give you a little bit of a snapshot here. And also to my regulars, I just want to say, I had tried to come on a couple times last weekend. My energy just wasn't right to come and share on a live. And so I hope you guys didn't miss me too much. But that's why I just couldn't, get the energies together to come and do a reading. So that's why I was not here, I think, for the past 2 weeks. I'm not even sure. Stardust, these are your messages here, and they're just short, sweet little snapshots, right? So awakening. So you and your partner are really going through it right now, really awakening to a new version of yourself, new ways of looking at your power, understanding codependency, understanding what it means to be in relationship, and also have this higher conscious awareness and to be connected to the divine, being connected to spirit, listening to your intuition, and also being connected in the physical as well. But it's a total transition for you in terms of relationships and how you used to look at relationships towards how you look at them now. So there's a total change. There's a total shift, exactly, this transformation. And within this, and I mean, I mentioned it earlier in the reading, but I'm not sure if you were on at that point. Spirit is looking after both of you. Okay, so if you're worried about your partner, if you are sending out love, but that is opening a cord or a connection that's actually draining you, or you don't feel comfortable with it at this time, just know that that person is totally independent, has the confidence, has the courage, has the capability. They just need to discover it within themselves. And for you to disconnect and focus on yourself and focus on your energy and attune to your situation without them so deeply connected or enmeshed with you, that is part of your awakening. And you're also awakening to a greater truth with regards to that. Just because you pull away, just because you take care of yourself, doesn't mean you're abandoning somebody else if you have deep feelings and connections for them. Cords of love are never cut, okay? Cords that are toxic, cords that are off balance, cords that drain you of your power, of your energy, that enable you to continue practices or patterns that actually deter you from your purpose or make you feel defeated. Those energy cords are able to be cut. So if you fear loss, if you fear losing this person, then come back to the energy of you will never lose this person. If it is a connection based in love, it is a connection based in mutual support, then that side of things never goes away, even if it isn't within your physical presence. So if they're not in relationship with you, or if you're not in a friendship, if there's miscommunication and you don't have communication, those things help you work through the energies that you need to in order to let go of having to have that. And then what tends to happen is it'll either come back for closure, or you will move on and just naturally feel less bound or connected to that energy, because the more you allow that love to grow within yourself, the less it's about attachment or obsession, and the more it's about respecting the individual journey as well as the combined journey between the two of you. So if they could say anything to you, they would say, I didn't value myself, so I couldn't value you. So if you felt undervalued, if you felt taken advantage of, or you really couldn't understand why what happened, it is because they didn't value themselves. They had some serious self-worth issues, serious lack of confidence. a limited self-esteem. And it isn't our responsibility to heal them, to fix them. They really, truly do require to do that themselves. But, what sometimes happens in either a twin flame relationship or soulmate relationship is you come in as a catalyst because, you probably came in with confidence, with self-esteem. You came in with this energy, this light that person maybe hadn't experienced before, or that they needed to see that it still existed. And you gave that to them. And now in turn, because they didn't value themselves, they couldn't value you, you had a lesson in someone devaluing you and not valuing you, which made you fight to value your own self, it's a wraparound energy. And it does have a lot of pain and confusion wrapped within it. But that person needed you to remember their self-worth. And then by not valuing you and having that affirmation that person valued you, you had to value your own self more than ever before. So I feel like that, is the message coming through to you. And even if you're not connected, even if you're not in relationship or friendship, this person does see you really highly. They still are attracted to you. They say the message here is your self-love, self-care, and the way you value yourself turns me the fuck on. Right? So how hilarious is that? These are pretty big decks here. And you have this confirmed message here. I didn't value myself, so I couldn't value you. And your self-love, self-care, and the way you value yourself turns me the fuck on. So this person, even if they couldn't value yourself, you're embodying that now. Even if it came from pain, trauma, struggle, either way, both of you in your respective energies are learning to value yourself more. And that is a turn on. When you value yourself, when you will say no to someone's shitty behavior towards you, no matter how much you love them, that is self-respect. Those are boundaries. Sorry, there is someone that just came down the driveway. So George is naturally doing what he's supposed to and barking. But that could be a message for you too, Stardust, in just to acknowledge that, pay attention and protect yourself from any energies that aren't worthy of you. If that person is meant to be in your life, George, that's enough, hun. They will have to heal themselves before they can come back to you. And Spirit has laid that out pretty clear to me in my life. And so if they're listening, if they're paying attention, they'll find their way back, and you don't have to make it easy for them. You don't have to build the bridge. If they burned it down, they can rebuild it and then make their way towards you. They have to put out the energy. They have to show that they value you in their actions, not just their words, right? So I'm also loving this. I'm so happy you guys tuned in today. Once again, if you're not subscribed, then feel free. Hit the little notification bell if you want to know when I'm coming on live, because I do most of them live. So just do that if you're interested. If not, that's totally fine, and you can come watch them when they've been uploaded. So thanks, everybody. I hope I got to everyone who asked for a private card pull. I'm just going to take a quick peek here. Yeah, it looks like I did. And thank you so much for tuning in. I hope this week goes well. I know I've got a few things on my plate that I need to make those decisions for. And so I hope you guys tap into that, unlimited reserve energy and move forward in the confidence that what we've asked for is here. And also that confidence that sex is coming in if we want it. So, all right, you guys, take care. And thanks for reminding me, Stardust. If you do want to donate, I do have that PayPal link set up for you. So if you do want to make a donation, that is so greatly appreciated. And it also helps me, create my cards and bring them forward to you guys. So thanks so much. I very much appreciate it, and have an amazing day. Bye, guys. Take care. If you want to book a private reading, you can get in touch with me via email and or over on Facebook at Kindred Heart Tarot. All right, guys, ciao for now. Have a good one. Bye.